Yo, what it do, everybody? It's Easy Neo back with another video, and this video was supposed to come out like a lot sooner than it did, but I have not been consistent this whole summer. I've been outside and doing stuff like that. I apologize. I gotta start grinding and like putting in the work because I'm trying to hit 2K subs as soon as possible, and I've been saying that for a while now, but I've been slacking for real. Anyway, the Marvel Tokon open beta came and went. And, you know, a bunch of people got to play it. I got to see a lot of cool stuff. I had a lot of fun myself. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and what I didn't like about the Marvel Tokon open beta. And hopefully some of this stuff can get fixed before release, even though the release comes very, very shortly. I think it's like less than 10 days. But we'll see what happens when the game comes out, right? So we're going to start off with the cons, and then we're going to go into the pros. And then at the end of the video, I will tell you if I'm gonna get the game day one or not, right? And whether you should as well. Actually, you know what? Yeah, whether you should as well. Yeah, whether you should get it as well. That's all gonna come at the end of the video, right? So we're gonna start off with our first con, right? Start off with the cons, go into the pros. So we're gonna start off with our first con. So the con is the PC port was terribly optimized. I have a really strong PC. I have two PCs actually, right? I have a really strong PC, but there were still like a lot of stutters and things like that, which shouldn't happen on a PC as strong as mine. And apparently, you know, the game had like a lot of stuff that was really taxing on your CPU. It has anti-cheat, so if you wanted to use it on Linux or your Steam Deck or any device that you have that has SteamOS or any other Linux, any other version of Linux, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work because of the anti-cheat and stuff like that. But it also had stuff like anti-wine, had anti-Windows 10 and things like that. Maybe that's the reason it wasn't working too well on my desktop, because I have Windows 10. I have the version of Windows 10 that lasts till like 2032 or something like that. And maybe because the Marvel Tokon on PC had anti-Windows 10 and stuff like that, it probably didn't work. And I didn't test it on my other PC that has Windows 11 because I just went straight to my console, and then on console the experience was pretty good. But there were so many stutters. The game was not working the way that it should be, and there's stuff that you can do in the settings to alleviate it, but overall you come across stutters that you should not come across, especially if you have a really strong PC or a PC that just meets the standards of what the game requires and things like that. But hopefully, this was only a way. They only added all those stuff so, you know, people couldn't data mine the game, right? And hopefully by the time it comes out, the PC port is better. They did notice on their Twitter, like they did acknowledge that the PC port isn't the best and that they're going to be working towards fixing it. So I hope that's the case, and I hope it is better, because I don't want an Under Night 2 situation where the PC port was cheeks, and for a very long time the best way to play it was through console. So hopefully the PC port is better. If you're somebody who's looking to solely get this game on PC, I would say don't buy it day one. Wait for other people to get it, talk about it, and be around the community and see if there's any community made fixes for the PC version, or if the PC version is just better on release. But I'd say wait for other people to get it, wait for other content creators to get it, and talk about how it feels on PC before you get it, right? So that's my first con. The next one is the netcode. Really, it's just the desyncing, which kind of ties back to my first con, because it really only happened to me when I was on PC, and sometimes you desync. When I was playing with one of my friends, we desynced, and on his screen, he beat me. On my screen, I'm still going up against his Magneto, and that was like really crazy. I didn't expect desyncs to happen, but desyncs do happen. The netcode kind of stutters sometimes, but you know, overall my experience with the netcode wasn't too bad, but desyncing was actually pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect to desync, but it is a beta, and of course they have time to fix it. Not too much time, but they do have time to fix it, and I'm confident when the full version comes out, the netcode at the very least will be better. PC optimization, I'm not too sure. Hopefully it will get better, but I really want like the Linux users and people who have Steam Decks and things like that to be able to experience this game. And hopefully they get rid of all the anti-cheat and all the stuff that like makes it difficult to play on Linux, so it's fully playable on Linux for my Linux users out there. I care about you guys. I care about you guys. I know some of these companies don't, but I care about you guys. So hopefully things will be fixed for Linux users when it comes to that. And we're gonna get into my third con. Hopefully I don't spend too much time talking, but it took a while for me to get into matches, especially on the PC version when I was playing on PC at first, right? It took me a while to load into matches, especially if I was trying to do ranked or casual matches, to the point where I just stopped doing ranked or casual matches and I just went inside the lobby and just fought people there, right? And even on console sometimes, like when I got on console, like on the stream, if you guys are watching the stream that I streamed on Sunday, the last day of the beta, it took a while to load into matches then, but I just bared with it at that point. And this fourth one, this is my fourth con. This may be a skill issue. This may be a skill issue, but the input reader is not the best, right? The input reader is really not the best at all, right? And if you don't know what an input reader is, it's basically like you press the button and the game reacts to the button that you pressed like on time, right? That's basically like the dumbest way I can explain it. The simplest and the dumbest way I like to explain it: you press square, the character does square the moment you press it, right? Does the square input the moment you press it, right? If you're on PlayStation, for example. And this could have been a skill issue, but sometimes when I was doing like my jump cancels, right? It just, sometimes they wouldn't come out. Sometimes they wouldn't come out, and I know I was pressing the input correctly, right? And it wouldn't come out. So, you know, sometimes the input reader wasn't the best. Sometimes it wouldn't like process my inputs like in a fast manner, or sometimes it wouldn't do it at all, especially when it came to jump cancels. But that might be a skill issue. I might have been doing something wrong. I will fully put my hands up and admit I might have been doing something wrong. I don't think I was, but I'll put it up in the air that maybe I could have been doing something wrong, even though I'm sure I wasn't. But you know, there's always room for error, margin for error, and I might have made an error. But based on my experience, the input reader was not the best, and I really don't see too many people talking about that, to be honest. But that's why sometimes I'm thinking maybe it's a skill issue on my part, because like nobody's really talking about it. And I don't know, sometimes the inputs just wouldn't come out. And there was nothing wrong with my controller too. I got a DualSense Edge in perfect condition. You want to know how I know it's in perfect condition? Because this is my first time using it. Like, I've had this DualSense Edge controller for a while, but I don't touch my PlayStation too much, so I haven't really been using it. But the input reader wasn't the best, and the DualSense Edge is one of like the fastest controllers out right now. So yeah, do what you will with that information. We are going to go into our next con, and that is like assists are really crazy. And it's not like too much of a con, but it's just like they don't really cost anything, so you could just launch assist after assist after assist. And if both of you guys have all four of your party members in the team and stuff like that, you can just launch assists like crazy. And like it could lead to screen clutter at times. It's not the biggest of deal. I know some people do enjoy the craziness, but sometimes it did get a little bit annoying. Just all the clutter on the screen. And assists, you know, assists don't really cost anything, and I don't really know what they can do to fix that. I don't know if a cooldown for assist would be the best. Like, I don't know, but they just don't really cost anything, and it could lead to a lot of clutter and craziness on the screen. Some people like that. I liked it at times, but also sometimes it could get annoying, so I'm gonna put it on the con list. And this is gonna be my last con, and that is, and it's not even really a con, to be honest. It's just something that caught me by surprise, and I didn't really know it until after the beta. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, you see, that's the reason that I lost some of these matches, because I just didn't know this information. And that is after your 4-hit normal. So after you do 4 normals on block or on hits, you can't do any more normals. And I didn't know that, and sometimes I'm like, why didn't like this normal come out? And then I just end up getting beat on for a little bit and taking a lot of damage. But it's not a big deal, because there are ways around it by using one of your quarter circle inputs, one of your special moves, or just using an assist. There are tons of ways around it, so it's really not that big of a deal. It's just something that caught me off guard, and I didn't know the information until after the beta ended. But it's not really a con, it's not really that big of a deal. There's ways to work around it. So those are all my cons. Let's get into the pros, right? So the first pro of this open beta is every character is extremely fun. Every character is extremely fun to play as. Every character feels unique, and fun to mess around with. If you've seen people who are doing nothing but labbing on this game and, you know, coming up with the craziest combos ever. By the way, that Twitter argument that this game doesn't have sauce, quote unquote sauce or whatever, nah, you can do some crazy stuff in this game. And this is the open beta, so like once the actual game comes out, people will be able to figure out more things. I might put some of the combos on screen for you to see from other people. Obviously, I'm going to credit them, of course, but yeah, you can do some crazy combos, and every character feels really unique and fun, and you really notice like each character's uniqueness more than you do like the system mechanics. So characters and the fighting is dictated more so by the characters, each character's uniqueness, more so than everything being more so than the things being dictated by system mechanics, if that makes sense, right? So it's really fun. By the way, yeah, like I said about like Twitter arguments and people being like, this game has no sauce. I'm telling you that Twitter arguments only exist on Twitter. Twitter arguments only exist on Twitter. They don't exist anywhere else, right? Because this game is fun. This game has sauce. You can do a lot of crazy stuff in it. Like, people have shown it off and I've shown gameplay. Let's move on, right? So another pro is the game is easy to get into. I'm not gonna lie, it's a simple game to learn. Maybe it's gonna be more difficult to master when you learn all the assist and team synergy and stuff like that. But the game is really easy to learn, right? Like I said, I didn't lab at all, and for the most part, I was able to get away with just knowing how to play as Magic and not really any other character. So the game is pretty simple to learn. It's easy to get into. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit difficult to master, but I think since the game is easy to get into, like, it's gonna encourage more people, especially people who don't play fighting games like that, to want to get better, to at the very least want to get better. And trust me, when the full game comes out, don't be overwhelmed that there are a bunch of people that are very good at the game and know all these crazy combos. You will fight people at your skill level, and there will be people on your skill level to fight. It always happens in fighting games. You will find somebody that is on your skill level, especially if the game is fairly new. Right, so we're going to go into the next pro, and that is the presentation is amazing. From the menus to the lobbies to how the game looks, this is one of the best looking fighting games ever. For how the stages looks, the character interactions and stuff like that, especially the special interactions, they're all just talking mad trash about each other. You know me, I love trash talking, especially when I'm with my friends and stuff like that. All we do is talk a lot of trash. So all these characters interacting with each other, talking trash and throwing jabs at each other is amazing. The presentation is really good, right? And you can tell they put in work to making this game look as good as it can, and you can tell that they really, just based on the presentation alone, you can tell that they have plans for this game to last for a very long time. You can notice all that stuff just off of the presentation, right? And the next pro is that episode mode. It looks beautiful. Episode mode looks promising as well. I didn't like mess around too much with episode mode, but it really looks like a living comic book, right? Just like a live comic book, and everything is fully voiced. It's nice. I think episode mode is promising, and I look forward to playing episode mode when the game comes out. Maybe when the game comes out, and if I get it on day one or not, which you'll find out at the end of the video, maybe I'll start with episode mode and then get into learning the characters. We'll see, right? But now, expanding further on episode mode, it looks like this game is going to have a lot of game modes based on what we see, and that's another con. I mean, not a con, that's another pro. My fault. This is what happens when you one take stuff. But it's going to look like the game is going to have a lot of game modes based on what we see. So there's going to be more to it than just getting online and playing casual or ranked. So there's going to be some variety in things that you can do with episode mode. They might have a Fall Guys mode or something like that, kind of like how Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising did. And there's going to be a lot of things to do, so that's another very good thing that can hopefully, you know, keep people on the game, especially people who don't want to just grind ranked all the time, right? And then my last pro is the stages have variety, which is something that I like a lot, right? You have stages like X Mansion, which I'm pretty sure doesn't have the stage transitions, right? You can't knock them into a different part of the stage, so there's just like a barrier there that you get stuck into. You have stages that are infinite stages that just basically scroll on for forever. You got stages that, again, that you can knock them off into another part of the field with the stage transitions, which is another thing that allows you to get your assist members and stuff like that. So I think that is all beautiful. I think that's all very, very beautiful. I don't mind the X Mansion stage also. I think people were talking about having it banned or something like that. I think there was another stage too, having it banned when it comes to tournament play or something like that. I don't mind the stage. I think it's pretty good. Overall, I do think Marvel Tokon is promising. And will I be getting the game on day one? Since I want to have the game on PC, I probably won't. Unless I get the game on console, I'll probably wait a little bit, right? But if I get the game on console, I'm still on deciding between. If I get the game on console, it's a day one comp. I'm not gonna lie. But if I get the game on PC, I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if the PC version gets better, and then get the game on PC. But I don't want to buy the game twice. That's the thing. I just don't want to buy the game 2 times. And should you guys get the game, I feel like if you are somebody who wants to get into fighting games, this is one of the games that you should be playing. If you want to get it on day one, like I always say, it's up to you. Look at the gameplay. If you like what you see, buy the game. If you don't like what you see, don't get the game. But you should be able to use the eye test, right? Because that's what I do when determining whether I think I'll like a game or not. And it's the biggest reason why I've never bought a game that I disliked, right? Use the eye test. If it looks good to you, if everything that you see looks good, get the game. No, I'm basically saying just do your research, know what you're getting into before you get the game. I'm not gonna say that you should get the game definitively or no, don't get the game definitively. I want you guys to think for yourselves, right? Think for yourselves, use your brains, and I don't want to be doing the thinking for you, right? So get it if you like it, if you like what you see. I will say if you are planning to get it and you are playing exclusively on PC, wait until other people get the game and just do your research and find out if the PC port is fixed. And if you're somebody who has a Steam Deck or Linux or something like that and you want to play the game, hopefully you're not out of luck. I pray that you guys aren't out of luck. But I would also say wait and see if the game will ever become playable on Linux, SteamOS, Bazai, CatchyOS, whatever Linux distro that you use, right? So those are going to be my pros and cons for the Marvel Tokon Open Beta. Overall, a very fun game. Obviously, I'm going to think it's fun because I'm making a video about it. I don't make videos about games that I don't like, right? I don't make videos about games that I don't enjoy playing, and I enjoy all types of fighting games. Please remember that this game isn't Marvel 3. This game isn't Dragon Ball Fighters. It's not BB Tag. It's not any other tag fighter. It's a Marvel Tokon. It's not trying to be like those other games. And if you want it to be like those other games, just play those other games. Those games are there. You can play them. This game is different. That doesn't mean that this game can't be critiqued. Obviously, you can criticize it. If you have things that you don't like about the game, speak up on it, and hopefully that stuff gets changed. But just don't, I feel like it's not a valid argument to complain that, oh, this isn't like Marvel 3. Oh, this isn't like Dragon Ball Fighters, therefore it's a bad game. It's a completely different game with completely different system mechanics, completely different features, completely different cast, and stuff like that. So it's gonna have its own system and the way things work, and that's the beauty of fighting games, is that there's variety in it and not every fighting game is a carbon clone of one another. So if you want to play all those other games, go play those other games, right? If you want to play Tokon, play Tokon. Tokon is here. It's different. It is a 4v4 game. It's not a 3v3. It's not a 2v2. It's not a 1v1. If you want that, go play a different game, right? It's a 4v4. It's trying to add something new and unique to the fighting game realm, and I'm open for it, and I like what it's offered so far. Despite some of the flaws that I do have, it is a very fun game, and I look forward to playing it. Hopefully on release, if the PC port gets better, or if I decide to get it on console. But that's gonna do it for this video. Shout out to each and every single one of you for listening for this long. I've been talking for like 19 minutes so far. I'm gonna be signing off. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, Let's hit 2K subscribers as soon as possible. And just remember to be positive. There's a lot of negativity, especially on the internet, and especially with our current state of the world right now. So just remember to treat others the way that you want to be treated. And let's do our best to make the world a better place by just spreading kindness to one another. With that being said, I'm signing off. I'll see you all next video.